YMCA today in Chinatown. I mean, I'm going there still because nothing's being done to stop the voyeurism, right? So, I mean, hopefully at least, anywhere, nothing's being done to stop the voyeurism. So, you know, I mean, hopefully at least there, they've taken the cameras out of the locker rooms, right? I mean, so I kind of have a better chance of not being videotaped there than anywhere else. You know, I mean, it's just if I go somewhere else, I'll just start all over again, because they are definitely denying it. I mean, they have some big sign like right next to the front desk when you first walk in. It says, I don't know, I mean, it's just like, I looked at it for a while. The one thing that it's got a bunch of pictures on it, like pictures of people, you know, at the Y, you know, that kind of thing. And one of them has something written, like, it's like there's something written on the person's shirt, and then there's like stuff in front of the person's shirt. So that it says something like Unlea, like UNLEA, and then like the letter P somewhere. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Seriously, I mean, it seems to me that what they're doing is trying to deny that there were ever cameras in the locker room. And I'm sure that there were. I'm sure that there were cameras at least in the women's locker room. There's also a girls' locker room, there's a boys' locker room, and there's a men's locker room. And I am sure that there were cameras at least in the female locker room. I'm sure, right? Just from watching the media's reaction, from watching them sort of like do other, you know, stories like, you know, I mean, this is what they've always done, is like do stories ridiculing parts of my body, that kind of thing. I saw them do that. And it was you know, I mean, I'm sure, which means that you don't even know how long they had cameras in the bathroom, in showers, that kind of thing, and everyone who went there got videotaped. And of course, they closed the locker rooms for a while. They probably got the video cameras out, and now they're gonna lie about it and say, no, there were no cameras there. And you know, because what are they gonna say? They're gonna say, oh yeah, there were cameras. You know, I mean, with like, you know, with my blog having had over 50,000 views, you know, and people hearing about me more and more all the time, they're gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, you know, we found the cameras and y'all were getting videotaped for like months at a time, right? I mean, they're not gonna do that, because then they'll just have to pay. You know, they'll have to just pay. It's like admitting to the crime that it is, right? Not only a crime, but also having to just pay out millions and millions of dollars to people who got videotaped for months. And there's, you know, minors who go there and all that stuff. So they're gonna lie, and they're gonna pretend that, you know, I'm crazy and dirty. You know, I kind of saw looks on the faces of some of the staff when I walked in the door. They looked pretty amused, and not in a very nice way. And then there were a couple guys, members of the Y, who walked past me and like rubbed their noses. It's like, you know what are you gonna do? You make fun of me? People have been making fun of me for 5 years. You know, at least I know what's going on. And it seems to me the YMCA had better pray that the video that they definitely filmed the people never gets to the internet, because then it will be a question of not only did they videotape people for months at a time, they also lied about it, and then tried to, you know, make it seem like the whole thing was just, you know, me being crazy and dirty and stupid and making things up. You know, I mean, that seems to me that's how they've chosen to deal with this, instead of trying to accept responsibility for it, because of course it's a staggering amount of money they have to pay out, millions and millions of dollars. You know, I mean, I would imagine they had cameras in those locker rooms for months.